Do you ever wonder how to accurately describe different types of responses or reactions in English? Well, today you're in for a treat. We're diving into a sea of vocabulary that will help you do just that. Buckle up! First on the list is to oppose. This means to actively resist or refuse to comply with something. For example, she decided to oppose the new policy at work because she believed it was unfair. Moving on, we have to object. This means to express or feel disapproval, dislike, or disagreement. An example would be, he decided to object to the decision made by the referee during the game. Next, we have to resist. This means to withstand the action or effect of something. For example, despite the cold weather, he was able to resist wearing a coat. Following that, to rebel. This means to resist authority, control, or tradition. For example, the citizens decided to rebel against the oppressive regime. Then there's to protest. This means to express strong objection to something. For example, the workers decided to protest against the low wages. Coming up next is to demonstrate. This means to show clearly and deliberately, to show someone's feelings or attitudes. For example, she decided to demonstrate her dissatisfaction with the service by writing a complaint. Next in line, to riot. This means to take part in a violent public disturbance. For example, after the controversial decision, the crowd started to riot. Then we have to disapprove. This means to have or express an unfavorable opinion. For example, the teacher disapproved of the student's inappropriate behavior. Halfway through, we have to dispute. This means to argue about something, to debate. For example, the siblings started to dispute over who should do the dishes. Next, to disobey. This means to fail or refuse to follow an order or rule. For example, the soldier decided to disobey the orders from his superior. Moving forward, to condemn. This means to express strong disapproval of something. For example, the government decided to condemn the act of violence. Next up, to confront. This means to face up to and deal with a problem or difficulty. For example, he decided to confront his fear of heights by climbing the mountain. Then there's to revolt. This means to rise in rebellion. For example, the prisoners decided to revolt against the harsh conditions. Following that, to counter. This means to respond to a hostile action or criticism. For example, she decided to counter the false accusations with factual evidence. Next, we have to resent. This means to feel bitterness or indignation at a circumstance, event, or person. For example, he began to resent his friend for always being late. Then there's to contend. This means to struggle to surmount a difficulty or danger. For example, she had to contend with the difficulties of living alone. And finally, to dissent. This means to hold or express opinions that are at variance with those previously, commonly, or officially expressed. For example, the scientists decided to dissent from the popular theory. And there you have it, 18 powerful words to describe different types of responses or reactions. From opposing and objecting to disputing and dissenting, these words provide a rich tapestry of ways to express resistance, disapproval, and confrontation. Use them wisely, and you'll find your English becoming more nuanced and expressive. Until next time, keep exploring and enriching your vocabulary.